again, like to thank Red for spending time, but now it's just you and me, Sterling. We're about to head into the finals.
As it always is.
As it always
This is the finals, the grand finals. The winner of this match takes home $4,000 and is named the NGE Shadowverse Open Grand Champion. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be eXodium or JaZe?
eXodium or JaZe. Oh, I think somehow he got an extra point there. Oh, no. There we go. 0-0.
Nice. 0-0.
All right, it's kicking off. Dragon versus Shadow. Now, this is important. That's not ramp. That is definitely not ramp.
That is not ramp in his hand. He's got Breath of the Salamander.
Is he on the draw or is he on the play? That's the question. That is the question. Now, the early game looks pretty strong for JaZe here. He is on the play, which means that he only has one card to get
ramp. He still has more chances to draw into it.
Two before it's efficient.
And JaZe didn't have...
Oh, my God!
There it is. Oracle coming in.
So he gets the extra draw as well.
Coming into the one draw on the turn 2.
Yes.
Doesn't feel great, but he does have the Dark Conjurer down and comes into the Alia. How do you say it? Alia?
Ala.
Ala?
I mean, there's not the L-I-A, right? Or L-E-A. It's Ayla.
I've always said Alia. Ayla.
Ayla.
We'll say it your way. I like your way.
Ayla.
Ayala.
Ayala. Ayala. Ella.
So
all right.
Turn here for JaZe. He's got the Skull Beast. Probably just want to play that on the field. Go for face with the Dark Conjurer.
Disincentivized to kill that Ayla.
Yeah. And you know that eXodium's just going to trade into it next turn, you know? So might as well just get some value from it, get 2 damage to face.
So here's the thing. There's some strong options. Got Phantom Hell. You've got Catacomb. You've got Death's Breath. You've got Cerberus. This is basically a very good package of tools that you're holding on to. And the removal from Zombie Party. I think JaZe with his hand is sitting very comfortably.
Oh my gosh, eXodium has come into the 3 ramp options. Oracle and the Alia and the Draconic Fervor all on the turns that he played them on. Right on turn 2, 3, and then 4.
And the fact
getting those orbs.
The fact that there's a Hawk Wheel as an option as well kind of really means that you can really gain tempo back here.
Yeah, he could Sahak Wheel if he wanted to. Or Sahak Wheel Bahamut.
Yes, Sahak Wheel Bahamut.
But I mean, JaZe's only going to be on turn 4.
Yeah.
Next turn when Sahak Wheel is going to be coming out. So, I mean, it's possible that a Sahak Wheel could be viable. But I don't think it is because of this Catacomb coming down.
We're also at the point where Breath of the Salamander has the enhance effect, right? He's trying to go for face, and I think this is the way to go, right? You really need to gain speed and tempo back.
Oh my gosh, but with another Draconic Fervor, you could possibly even evolve this Alia here, trade into the Dark Conjurer.
Yeah, and now you're just left with a Prince Catacomb. Now, Cerberus can be played on this turn, and that's going to set up a situation where you could swing for a lot. Well, he's just going to use the Breath of the Salamander there to minimize the amount of bodies on board.
Right, he knows he's going to have Grimnir and Bahamut available next turn.
And I think playing a Grimnir puts a full stop to any of this pressure.
Yep, playing a Grimnir or even a Bahamut. I mean, what are the chances that JaZe is going to have something available to him to deal with a Bahamut? For example, it clears the board just like Grimnir, and then you've got a massive 13-13 follower, followed by a Grimnir to clear off any Death's Breath, any zombie parties that come out.
eXodium ramped.
eXodium ramped, and JaZe's in a really tough spot because of it.
Yeah. JaZe's just playing his 5 play point turn, and eXodium's going to be sitting there 2 times more play points than his buddy.
Yikes.
What is the play? What are you going to do?
I mean, you've got to play to your strengths. You've got to Cerberus. You've got to get Coco and Mimi just in the hopes that you're able to somehow hang on.
What if you do something like play a 10 Knight? Do you gain enough damage? Get 4, Cerberus comes down. Get 5, 9, put the Coco there. 11. You still can't kill the Bahamut, even in that case. Trying to swing face again.
And even when you kill the Bahamut, there's another one in eXodium's hand right there.
Oh, no. Here comes the dragon.
Coming down, throwing down the gauntlet. Everyone get your sunscreen. It's hot outside.
Bahamut versus
Gonna need
Skeleton.
SPF 13 to deal with that.
Yeah. Yep. And Death's Breath is not going to save you.
No, when there's a
because in the
Grimnir.
back line, somebody's judging. The Cyclone. That is of the elevated emotional state that is considered mad.
The Mad Cyclone. Yeah.
Yep. That's it.
And that's really the only play available to
17
JaZe.
damage. 19 damage if he chooses to evolve. But technically, if he evolves, I mean, do 19 damage and kill him with Grimnir. You know what I mean?
Right.
Grimnir, evolve, do 19, and just Grimnir on the next turn. Oh my god. Oh my, this is, I can't watch. This is supposed to be a stream appropriate for kids of all ages. But here we have just a vicious sack beating.
Yeah, there's nothing available to JaZe. He's only got the zombie party and Coco's and Mimi's. He's not going to be able to trade off the Bahamut, and even if he does, there's another Grimnir waiting in the hand of eXodium. That's going to be eXodium taking the first game. Yeah. He has to heal, but there's no healing available.
There's no healing. And unbeknownst to JaZe, this is just futile flailing. Neat combo, Erd. Sick play.
Says the Grimnir.
Oh no. And left at 3 health. Here it comes. Listen to the voice line.
My Tempest shall judge you.
My Tempest shall judge you.
I don't even know
and
how that
judge
works.
he did. eXodium takes the first game against JaZe. What a performance.
It was exactly as Red said. You ramp, you win. And he ramped.
And he won.
So eXodium 1-0 now. Noah back to the wall. Back to the wall. I cannot imagine the amount of nerves you're feeling right now. $2,000 extra dollars. Now you've already won $2,000 at this point. But if you fail here, $4,000 is gone, right? That extra $2,000 is nothing.
And you're not the grand champion. eXodium has the chance with this next game to take that title.
eXodium knows it's just that. It's just one step.
You just got to click, drag, win the game. That's all it takes. A little bit more than that.
You just simplified Shadowverse down to
click, drag, win. That's how I do it.
Click, drag, and win. All right. Oh, double Skull Beast. Probably throw away one of them. Yep. Oh, that's a pretty good roll on JaZe's side. He's going to keep the Skull Beast. He's got the Zombie Party and the Bone Chimera, and both of these hands, I mean, I think JaZe has a little bit stronger of a play here. And JaZe is going first. So this is a good opportunity for JaZe to strike back.
Yep, JaZe's going first. He's got the Catacomb right on turn 4, which is really nice, especially if eXodium decides to go aggro and just go for face damage.
Yeah. Now, Zombie Party just on the Skull Beast would earn you 1 ping damage and probably another on the next turn after that.
But do you spend... I mean, that's a pretty high-value card at this stage in the game. Something you want to spend on a Grimnir or another 2-drop.
We also know how valuable at the end game it can be. I mean, a lot of Shadowcraft mirrors we see, and especially today, have been dictated by constant use of Zombie Party to continually build your board. And I think that actually happened against eXodium.
It did.
Yeah, when he was playing his Shadow Mirror, the constant use of Zombie Party into Death's Breath was very tough to deal with.
And now I think he's going to have to spend the Zombie Party to get rid of the Dark Conjurer, because that's a massive board that eXodium has already got, considering that JaZe did not have a 2-drop of his own.
And the big thing here is we talk about draw options for Shadowcraft. Having that soul conversion might be the big difference maker, especially on the Skull Beast. Swing with the Skull Beast, convert, get shadows.
Yep.
Draw cards.
Convert, get shadows, draw cards, a lot of shadows, and draw. That's a very great play for Shadowcraft. But JaZe really thinking about his options here.
And he needs to, man. Can't make a mistake.
It's one or the other. It's either going to be Zombie Party or Bone Chimera.
You definitely don't want to misplay, because eXodium makes no mistakes.
We're going to run that into the ground, aren't we? I think we already have. There's a Zombie Party of eXodium's. He's got one of his own. Either way, not really a great card here. Not the one you want to use. Taking
Could clean up the board here and make the Catacomb very ineffective.
Right.
and play a Bone Chimera of his own, which I feel like would be very strong. Big thing is you got Zombie Party, which is great. You've got Shadow Reaper, which is okay, but you don't have something like Lyrial. Chimera.
That's two skeletons that the Catacomb has to deal with.
There's
has to play with,
options here.
There's a Zombie Party and the Bone Chimera of his own, but there's a first Evolve Warp for eXodium next turn.
What are you hiding?
With the Lyrial Archer being able to ping, at least getting rid of one of those skeletons. Being able to take out the Conjurer there is really nice.
Skull Beast is available.
Yep, you could Lyrial, Evolve, ping, trade, do all that, and then Skull Beast and Soul Conversion the Skull Beast for that 2-drop. For that 2 cost, being able to play those 2 cards, and you get 2 cards back as well. That's huge.
Yeah. A very comfortable turn here.
Another Soul Conversion and a Catacomb of his own.
My boss works us to the bone.
There it is.
Yeah, that's 2 skeletons going down.
Left with 1 skeleton. I think this is really important because now there's only 1 skeleton that the Reaper can really trade with. I mean, you can play Bone Chimera Reaper, which is going to be very strong.
JaZe's already built up 8 shadows. eXodium already has 6 shadows of his own, so Soul Squasher is definitely a very easy play here, especially when you've got a Shadow Reaper as well.
Now, the fact that there's Ector in hand for JaZe is really, really good right now.
You're right. You might want to save the Shadow Reaper for turn 6.
Yes. And that guarantees that, especially with the shadows that you have right now, you're going to be summoning a lot of zombies. There's a very real possibility that you can just use that Ector, buff up your Reaper, throw your zombies in, further buffing up your Reaper, evolve the Reaper, and then swing for huge amounts of damage.
Right.
He's going to commit the Reaper the turn before.
Not a bad play considering the situation when there's a lot of skeletons being played. Both players are utilizing Catacomb to their full effect, so you're really able to buff up the Reaper even more in these early turns, making it significantly more difficult to deal with. Especially if you're able to get it above the 3-point health threshold where Zombie Party is no longer a threat.
I actually think this is an opportunity for eXodium to somehow segue into the late game. For me, eXodium, I think, really needs to hit a good chain of Death's Breath right now to constantly mitigate the damage. Now, if he had saved the Reaper, those Death's Breath would almost be working against him because the Ector coming down would allow the Shadow Reaper to buff up and kind of make the fact that you had a bunch of wards almost a deficit.
And now we're on the 5th orb here for eXodium. And he's got a difficult choice to make. Does he Catacomb Soul Conversion? Soul Squasher is available as well. He's going to need to Soul Conversion. I feel like he needs to draw into the Ector and the Cerberus and the Death's Breath. He needs to get those options. He's got the Immortal Thane, which is nice.
So Zombie Party, we'll give him bodies, but they're just 2/2 skeletons. Without ward. And this is tough. This is going to become real tough. He's gotten good value out of the Lyrial.
Soul Squasher takes out the Lyrial, and then the Chimera trades into one of the skeletons, I guess.
I
Could be really nice.
think trade whatever with the Bone Chimera, save the Evolve for the Reaper or another turn. You definitely want your Reaper to survive somehow.
Doesn't look like he's gonna be able to get it on 5 defense, which would be really nice if eXodium draws into a Death's Breath, is able to evolve one of the zombies, and if the Shadow Reaper is at 4 health or less, then the zombie can trade into that. Really nice.
But he's a Soul Squasher.
You gonna mess with me?
Having the Attendant of Night on board is really nice. A sticky follower that now eXodium is going to have to deal with. But now it's turn 6 for eXodium, and what does he got? What's his turn? JaZe's still thinking about exactly how to trade his followers in. Does he evolve? Does he trade into the skeletons, or does he go for face damage? It's 5 damage for face right there. He's got Ector next turn. He knows he's going to be able to get Ector first. Maybe getting more face damage here is crucial. Could bring eXodium down to lethal range next turn, but it's going to be the trading in.
Okay. Now you're on 6 play points. I really... Oh my
Goodness.
god. Kill the Reaper now.
Kill the Reaper now. Kill Reaper, die.
Yep.
Kill it with fire or a zombie.
Yeah, or a zombie. Yep. Wow. Right on turn 6. Okay. He's still not in the clear yet. This is just the first step.
Yep.
Now, he has the ability to play a bunch of zombie parties. And that's going to allow him to keep putting followers on board.
Right.
But he needs to stop this Ector play from doing insane amounts of damage to him.
Right. And there's still an Evolve Orb available for JaZe. Could
White
evolve.
King might be a good... sorry, the Immortal Thane might be a good thing.
Right. Either way, I mean, JaZe's got options to really close out this board and to get rid of those zombies. I mean, he's got the Evolve Orb. He could evolve Cerberus, trade into one of the 2/3 zombies, and then buff up the Attentive Knight with Coco, killing up the 4/3 zombie, and then you get the 4/4 Lich. And then you can trade in the Bone Chimera, getting 2 zombies into the other zombie, and then 4 damage with the Orthrus. That's nice. That's a good combo. Or excuse me,
Squasher.
the Soul Squasher. Yeah. Well, it would be 2
Rest in
damage
peace,
with the...
Orthrus. Nobody plays you anymore.
That's right, Orthrus. Yeah, it'd just be 2/2. And then he saves, and then he gets a massive board, saving Ector for next turn. And there's Ector coming out this turn. I like that play.
Okay, use the rush zombies to continue to clear the board here. And now he has a strong board.
And eXodium does not have an Ector of his own to try to clear the board. He's got the shadows for it, but it's going to have to be...
This is really dangerous.
Yep.
He needs some kind of ward presence. He needs to have the presence of mind to put ward down. Because if he doesn't, I mean, what's the best you can do, right? If you put down the Immortal Thane, for example, you evolve and you kill the Ector, then you're taking 3, 7, 9 damage, plus Cerberus dropping on that same turn, and then playing Coco and Mimi to add 4. That's 13.
With an Evolve Orb, yeah.
Yeah.
So you got to get the ward.
Wow.
And it's a shame that the Immortal Thane would not be able to evolve and trade into the Ector and kill itself if you left with some defense left, so that you'd be able to get the
second zombie party, and then the Soul Squasher will kill off the Bone Chimera here. It's so incredible that eXodium had the presence of mind.
Yep. Very nice play there.
Know that.
But he's got a zombie party of his own.
Zombie party 5, 4. So he'll do 5, 7, 11 damage if he chooses to zombie party. Well, no, he can't, because he can't zombie party and play the Cerberus. Unless he plays Cerberus first. But even if he did 5, 7, he would only be able to use 1.
Yeah, he could do 9 damage to face if he evolves with Cerberus and trades in.
This is a very tough situation for eXodium, but he's definitely made the right choices to get himself here. It would have been, the game could have been over in the last turn.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah, very true. So we'll see what eXodium is able to draw into next turn to really give him the options he needs.
eXodium has expended all his evolution orbs. Right?
He doesn't have an evolution orb to use on the Immortal Thing next turn. That's crucial.
Oh,
crucial.
Gosh. This is really tough. Ector?
Ector,
oh my
goodness
God.
gracious.
I'm sorry I said that. So,
okay, so even if he
he's
does...
going to get 4 zombies.
Right.
So he's going to take 3 damage, plus 6, 9. So I think he's still...
Yeah, even with Coco and Mimi.
He needs to kill off the 3, right?
Okay.
So he gets rid of 4 followers, and one of the skeletons is going to banish.
Okay, that's nice.
Right? So there's still 3 damage on board. I think eXodium's lost.
Yeah, he's got 9 damage with an Evolve Orb. Yep, with Cerberus.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. JaZe bringing it 1-1.
not miss lethal.
He's counting, double-checking the math.
Oh my god. The tournament stakes are so high. Right now. Must evolve. Cerberus. Coco Mimi. Swing swing.
Mm-hmm. Well, Cerberus, Coco, Mimi, swing, swing. Exactly that. You could Cerberus evolve the zombie. I mean, there's different
Some of the
orders, right?
ordering.
Some of the ordering.
But make
can
sure you
be
don't swing
flip-flopped.
swing. Right. And then do everything else. There it is. There it is. JaZe knows. He's onto it.
Mm-hmm.
He's onto it.
It's not like it wasn't obvious, right?
Okay, thank you. All right. JaZe leading the turns in the Shadowcraft mirror. We'll be able to win it. There's the evolve. And finally, the Coco for the nail in the coffin there.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. 7 damage to close it out. And I can't. That top deck nearly saved eXodium.
It did.
That top deck
it wasn't
nearly
quite enough.
saved
Yeah.
eXodium. JaZe, I think, was very smart in saving that last evolution orb. Was so key. Making sure that you had that reach. You had the potential to do that damage. And I think it was just constant defensive play from eXodium. And he kind of had to do that.
Yeah.
So now here's the issue. Shadowcraft, right, has to now go up against Dragon. And we've seen what happens in this situation, right? Will you ramp? I mean, we saw eXodium just blow out JaZe in his Shadowverse Dragon. Oh, sorry, it was Blood.
Blood Shadow, yeah.
That's right. So JaZe is actually in an interesting spot here. And Red was talking about this, how this might be a matchup that's kind of tough for eXodium.
Right.
But just as much as JaZe has been studying up, I'm sure eXodium has also been studying up as well. He opts to keep Cerberus.
Interesting choice. We'll see if JaZe's able to come into the options that he needs to pull off this this strategy. He's got Summon Bloodkin too, an interesting 2-drop. I guess you get the 2/1/1 bats. That's nice.
So JaZe on the play is actually pretty important here.
And Spiderweb Imp is such a high value card in this matchup. With 1 attack, 4 defense, you could possibly mitigate the attack from 4 skeletons with that 1 2-drop card. That's huge.
Do you know what those bats are spewing?
I try not to think about it. Could be any number of magical anything, you know?
Magical halitosis.
I imagine it's some kind of energy. You know, this breath, this magic fire stuff thing, right?
It's kind of weird that they have faces and they're spewing things at all.
Yeah, bats have faces. Right?
Oh, you know, for the longest time, I thought it was a dude's face wearing a cap. You know what?
On
It's
the bat?
It's too long of a conversation. But I'm just.
Why
gonna leave
would
that
you
there.
think that it's a dude's
green,
face?
The green on the top is a cap. That little thing, that spewing thing, is a mouth,
Uh-huh.
and that little thing above it is its nose. All right, just think about that. just think about that.
I will not think about that.
Yep, you can't unsee it.
I can't unsee it.
This is an incredible board right now from JaZe.
Oh yeah.
But this is expected. Double Razor Claw is actually really strong as well.
Absolutely massive for the Shadow player to get through. He could take the 2 Forest Bats and the Imp and trade into the Chimera, effectively getting rid of it entirely, right? Or he could go for face for an extra bit of 3 damage here. Considering that he's got 2 Razor Claws.
He's going to use it for board control.
Bringing eXodium down to 15 health. Turn 4 here. It's the first Evolve Orb. What does eXodium have? He's got
He
the
can't
Bone
evolve
Chimera.
to kill any of the wards.
Yeah, it's real difficult. Those bats are going to be staying on the field for a very long time. At least another turn. With these attacks here, he's only going to be able to get rid of 1 of the wards.
Now there is a Death's Breath, and he's going to be building a lot of shadows here.
Oh, yeah.
Right, he's going to have the shadows for the Death's Breath by the time it comes up. But will things like Double Dance of Death and Razor Claw could just pierce through the wards. And I
JaZe,
think like you're
yeah.
not too worried about doing damage to face at this point, right? Because you know that JaZe's going to end up at 10 eventually. So you just need to stabilize the board state.
That's very true. That's very true.
This is it. There's no redraws. You know, the situation of the game is what it is now.
And
JaZe is very, very kind of has a strong opening. The only big thing is you don't really have card draw, right?
Right. Don't have card draw. You don't have the... As a blood player, you don't have the options you need. You've got 2 dances of deaths. That's nice if you're going up against an evolved Cerberus or something like that.
Currently, there's no way to even put yourself in Vengeance. And even if you did, there's no cards that utilize Vengeance.
Right.
Which could be the nail in that could be the little change. If he
Yeah.
picks up kind of, for example, if he picks up the Dark General in the next draw, it's not contributing to the aggro game plan. You know,
He's not able to use it.
he evolves for more face damage, and I think that's important. I really feel like JaZe needs to go now.
Yep. Man, he's thinking.
The other big thing is there's no healing on the side of eXodium either, so this health that he's losing
Is permanent.
Yeah. And look at all that damage being piled on, so there's at least 5 damage in hand from spells waiting to go, and as he gets to play point 7, he can play both of them in a row.
Yep. Is eXodium able to clear off the board this whole board?
Yes.
I think he could, yeah.
So
the
you
evolved
evolve and then
Cerberus.
skeleton to the 3.
Yep. But you're right, there's 5 damage in his hand. 5 damage to face. Oh my gosh.
Does he have Storm? I mean, he can't. He's gonna have to spend a turn getting himself into Vengeance first.
And
if
even
you
then,
use that 5 damage.
yeah, and even then,
he
the
can
Razor
ward up.
Claw and Dance of Death is 7 cost. So he's not gonna be able to play that play both of them until turn 7.
So this is, I mean, that was this is where Blood really starts falling off, right? 5 play points is just about the curve that it hits.
Right. Yep, trading into the bats like that, effectively ruining the board presence that JaZe had established.
Oh boy.
You do have the Diabolic Drain if you wanted to destroy that, but he's going to be the Dance of Death to get rid of that.
He passes.
This turn.
Oh, you're 1 turn away from Ector. Oh my
Getting
god.
Death's Breath is huge, but Hungering Horde, evolving the zombie here makes it so that Hungering Horde is not going to be able to destroy all the zombies.
To use Hungering and Razor Claw.
Or Hungering and Blood Wolf.
Blood Wolf.
Hungering and Blood Wolf will do it.
Oh my gosh.
Gets rid of all the followers, but even if you do get rid of all of the zombies...
Oh, you're mean.
Hungering Horde?
Now he's in Vengeance.
Can he win it?
He can win...
Diabolic Drain.
He's got the Evolve Orb too. Oh my goodness.
Diabolic Drain.
Diabolic Drain Evolve. Oh my gosh.
There it is.
Mana Surge's JaZe has done it.
There it is. He scouted it out.
Wow.
Was able to do that with that last Razor Claw there. And I have to wonder, oh my gosh. It didn't even need to go into Vengeance, but the sheer amount of aggression that came out, and I think on the play was so important.
Well, he did need to go into Vengeance because going into Vengeance is what made it so that the
Right,
Blood
and
Wolf
then
brought
he
him
get
into 2
Diabolic
out, and the
Drain.
Diabolic Drain was 1 cost.
Yeah, and then he healed back over it.
Right.
So really, I feel like on the play was so advantageous in that situation for JaZe.
Yeah.
And was able to earn him just the exact amount of board pressure he needed to get them to that point. And eXodium was nearly out of there. He was so close to being out of there. And I feel like it was just almost like 1 turn away before he really could.
Right.
And in many ways, I wonder... It's too much to think about. But let's take a look at the bracket and see how this tournament has panned out here for our players today. JaZe 2-1. And as Red predicted, Mana Surge will be taking the first place spot in Season 1 of the NGE Shadowverse Open.
Red's got to be a real happy guy.
Yeah, eXodium nearly making it through. Tried to play mid-range Shadow, but in the end, the truth about why Bloodcraft was strong is finally revealed and exposed at the end.
Yep.
Both times, ironically, against eXodium, demonstrating exactly why Bloodcraft may be that one deck that you need to include in your lists in Tempest of the Gods. And so JaZe with the first place.